We're good.
Good evening. I'd like to open this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, April 4th, 2022 at 5:32 p.m. First thing, roll call.
Jenny Druckman,
Here.
Karen Schumacher,
Present.
Bill Higgins,
Here.
Sharon Stetter,
Here.
Amy Brett, Angela Rockefeller,
Here.
Nina Williams here.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. First thing, item 1, approval of the minutes of the March 21st, 2022 meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the minutes of the March 22nd, 2022 meeting.
21st. March 21st.
March
Oh.
21st.
I tell you what, I had the twos on the brain. I am so sorry.
okay.
Oh, no. I will say 21st and 22nd. I think it's the 21st.
Okay.
It's the 21st.
Do
I
I
apologize.
Do I have any
21st.
changes you need to note? Then do I have a second?
I'll second.
Jenny seconds. All ayes?
Aye.
Motion approved. Then item 2, discussion and possible action regarding the bulletin board outside of the Copper Queen Library. We won't have an action this evening. I have requested that Ben Dale give us a financial proposal for just fixing the bulletin board as it is, and then also the extension of the bulletin board as he wants it to. He wants to extend it by 3.5 feet.
Oh, wow.
We did get approval from Public Works to remove the telephones. It is unclear if they were gonna remove the telephones or if we were gonna remove the telephones, but Ken Budge was working it out.
Okay.
You know, the 2 telephones,
Right.
because they haven't been usable in like 15 years.
Are you talking about in front of the post office?
Yes.
Yeah,
The bulletin board,
I know that bulletin board, I just can't picture the telephones.
I can't
it's
either.
very weird.
So long
If you go
ago.
look, you'll be like, oh my god, there are 2 telephones
Yeah.
there.
And we've just gotten so used to seeing them that we
Right.
just,
If they were removed, the bulletin board could be extended by 3.5 feet.
oh, okay, okay.
And he would cut it in a certain way so it would still be symmetrical. But since we were spending a lot of money this year, I wanted to see what the 2 different proposals would look like financially, and so he's gonna give us both. He's happy either way.
All right.
But he did say the community needs a bigger bulletin board, because of the bulletin board.
It is.
It does, it's always
Everybody's
so
fighting
so-
over it, yeah.
But,
Do you need a motion to table that?
no, I don't think so, I think we're fine. We're not gonna, I'm still waiting.
Okay.
I think we decided it like a week and a half ago, and he's still writing it up.
Okay.
Because he had originally put a proposal in a few years ago, but now everything costs so much more money,
Mhm.
so he wanted to redo it.
So do you want to bring that back at the next meeting or
Yeah.
the first meeting in May?
Let's bring it back on the first meeting in May, just
Okay.
because we're not in a real time. We've been waiting for years. And we're trying to keep the second meetings just to be about the arts festival, right?
Mhm.
So I need it by the 1st of May. Item 3, discussion and possible appointment of a public relations person. This is more, we wanted to talk about, the biggest concern for the arts festival is getting it out there. We are gonna have a Tucson guide ad. I did revise Amy's press release. I have that with me this evening. This one is just a limitation of like how you get the word out there, and if we thought we needed somebody to do that for us. So I'm
Somebody specifically to
And this
contact
is
like the
with-
newspapers and stuff like that?
And maybe since you already do the Instagram that you do, doing an Instagram that's just the arts festival or something like that. Because it's a lot to ask, you know? I just wanted to see what you guys thought about this.
Is it something that you're focusing then on social media, or is it to interface with newspapers?
Both. And professionally, preferably somebody who did it for a living,
Mhm.
you know, because they know how to do it. PR is like something that I don't know how to, I mean, I can
So,
push.
yeah, so what I'm gonna suggest with regards to this, if we're going to dedicate a person to have a position, we're hiring a person, possible appointment of a public relations person, or are we hiring a person?
We would be hiring somebody.
So, I would think we don't really need to promote what currently we're doing, which is accumulating our artists and our, getting our, but by August, we do need to have that person. It's a little too late for a lot of the print media, magazine media anyway. So if we brought this person in August, I think that would be an okay time frame to start really just kind of hitting the newspapers and radio stations, that kind of thing. So I think it's a good idea. I think that we should consider what that would require if we hire somebody in August. How long would, how many hours would we want? I mean, we'll know a little better too about how our budget is going
Exactly.
by then,
I'd
so.
like to get an idea of who, first of all, we'd like to work with.
Me too.
And then, once we found that person, discuss with them what they thought a good promotional plan would be. Because normally they would map it out, and they'd say, okay, so we start this at this point, and at this week time, we do this, and then we need to punch it and have the climax at this point. And they're gonna understand better what that kind of timeline should look like, so that we get the most effect out of the least amount of money and
Exactly.
effort.
Yes,
Somebody
yeah.
just for those few months, that's their only thing, because all of us are gonna have so many other things to do.
Yeah.
I will say for print media, we are not too late to put ads in almost anything. And that's what we're still waiting on Tucson
Oh,
Guides.
okay,
You know, Tucson Guide, we missed in January for spring.
but this is for summer and fall? or-
Yeah, for summer and fall, which is what they recommended. They have a section, they have 3 options for us. Same thing with Sunset, but when you get into, Tucson Guide I'm just used to dealing with.
Yeah,
But when you get into Sunset or some of the other ones, the prices do,
go up.
yeah,
I think also with regards to then print, that kind of print ad, if it's a publication that goes out in the fall and September, we wouldn't want it out in the summer anyway.
no, that's
People
what she said, she
forget,
was like, it's
yeah.
too soon
It's too
anyway.
soon, yeah.
So it's just that timing.
Okay,
And honestly, I'm
it's
just not,
keeping hold of that timing, and that's what a good
Do we have any ideas of
in
people
marketing
locally
can do.
to do promotions?
I don't
does
know.
anybody have any, the only person I know who does that kind of thing, Tiffany Alexander does some of that stuff.
Yeah,
I know a
But
couple of.
She just got a full-time job.
Yeah,
have you spoken to her about it?
I mentioned a little bit, you know, it was just I wanted to see what you guys thought.
Well,
I have one
that'd be great.
person I know who does.
You do?
Work, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know her last name, her name's Amy, but I could talk to her.
Yeah, just, I mean, and see what kind of price point and stuff
Yeah.
they're talking about. And
Okay.
so I was gonna ask the commission just to think about this. Preferably it would be somebody who's here
Yeah.
in town,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or in Tucson is okay too.
Okay.
And it would be just a few months gig of really pushing things for
I
it.
don't know anybody out of Bisbee.
That's fine. I know there are people who do it, some of the younger people do
Well,
it.
that's the thing is I've just been recently introduced to a whole handful of people, but I don't know them. And they're all, 20-somethings.
Yeah.
And like they live and breathe
And I
Instagram.
did write to Shar about our meeting, and I never heard anything back.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, and we went, as an email, so, through the papers, I'm assuming it got there. But never heard back yet.
So yeah, I'll talk to Tiffany, talk to some people and let's see
Okay.
if there are any options. And I'll ask her too, who else she recommends.
Yeah.
So bring it back in August or bring it back in July to decide
Well, I want to, if it's
Let's
okay, I'd like to
start
bring it
right
next
away.
month just to see if we can come
the
up with
first
a
meeting
date.
in May?
If we can find the person, yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
but not start hiring or paying until August.
just see, yeah, if there's some
Okay.
sort of package deal for a few months of really pushing things. Because I mean, it was my realization, I was like, if I'm gonna be doing website stuff too, I'm still gonna have, and we're gonna be doing a billion different things.
Yeah, yeah.
So just an idea.
I'm like, I'm not spending any more time on Instagram than I already am.
Right. No, I mean, and that's what, yeah, and I thought, well, I was like, I'll do it, and then I was like, oh my God.
You've already got too much on your plate as it is.
Well, no, I think we all do, and so that was, and my biggest thing, speaking of, so deadlines for art festival, the next thing, I have to finish the liquor, I have to do the liquor licenses, and I have to do the right-of-way permit, those are the two things that I have to do.
Our time contingent.
Yeah, and then we have the, speaking of deadlines, the graphic designer Ally is currently she's doing 2 things for us. She's making a poster that is specifically about the artist exhibition,
Okay.
and then she's also making a vendor ad.
Okay.
And the vendor thing is my next big thing too, is just getting that up online so people can apply.
And let's clarify, unless this isn't the right time to clarify that, when we say vendors, we're referring to artists.
Art vendors,
Okay.
and I make sure I say that every time, because that was the thing that got confusing.
Yeah, we're not talking about the food vendor.
Yeah, yeah.
But deadlines, and we'll go into a lot of these other things in a second. Deadlines, tomorrow, we are half of the agenda of the city council when we ask them to use the money that they've already said that we can use. Classic. So Bill and I are gonna go in case they have any questions.
Thank you, because I already made
No.
appointments for tomorrow.
And that hits 3 major deadlines, which is, toilets, but most importantly, David Rose.
Yeah, I
Right.
saw that
And
on the
then-
agenda.
There's
Lowell.
also the window,
The Lowell and, yeah,
the Lowell, yeah.
Which
the
one?
parking lot at Lowell School is on there too.
Yeah, so we're like 4 things on the
What
agenda.
window was on there? What window?
The window we approved last time
For
the
Copper
library.
Queen. For the library.
Yeah.
That unrelated to the arts, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
But, so we're gonna go just in case.
Wait, I'm sorry, in the parking
Yes, that'll go to
for
the,
Lowell?
to the council. I already have everything filled out. Once I have Mr. Pockins' signature,
Uh-huh.
I have the, insurance with it. I'll call you and let you know that it's ready.
Great.
So that you can take it over to whoever needs,
Okay, great.
to whoever needs it.
But that's
Now, on the
agenda.
insurance
Okay.
for you and for Sharon, for David Rose,
Mhm.
our policy doesn't end until June 30th. So what I have only goes till June 30th of 2022.
Oh, okay.
Once we have that renewal and have the new insurance,
Then
I
we
will
can-
get, but I don't have the one quite yet that has David Rose as the additional insured yet. I'm still working on getting that. But we'll get this is just to hold it and to tell them that we do
Great.
have it, and then I'll get you another copy of it
Sure.
once it renews in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here comes somebody.
Jim,
Oh, we thought you were Amy. We were waiting on another person. So let's go down the list, because we're hitting on a lot of these things, because the deadlines is, the main deadline, it was just nice to know that David Rose was on the agenda.
Yeah,
And
and
his-
I'll let him know. He doesn't need to attend, of course, but.
No. And his check is already ready to go, so once I get it signed, I'll call you or email you and let you know. The insurance is the only thing I'm waiting on, and we didn't get it before the packet went out, so I'm hoping I get it by tomorrow or the next day.
Okay. Do you want me to pick it up and deliver to him, or are you gonna mail it to him?
I didn't know what you wanted to do, however you want
Let
it.
me call him and find if he's in town, maybe I should take it to him
Okay.
and see what's going on.
It'll be
over there.
Wednesday before,
Okay.
the day after,
After,
before I
yeah,
can
and I'm
get a
not- yeah,
signature.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hit these, and then if anybody has, I know Jenny has some specific things, stop me, just because some of these we're going over with the deadlines, because these are all, they're all interrelated. Website for art festival is the next on the agenda. Specifically, what I'm concerned about is so she is making a vendor ad, which we will run in the paper and put online. I am proposing the end date to open that on May 1st and close it on May 31st.
Really? Okay.
Just because people are really pushing to become an art vendor.
Okay.
Well, and if we have to extend it, if we don't fill it up,
We can extend
then
it.
we can
Yeah, it's
extend
probably
it.
gonna be the opposite.
But that'll be the next thing on the
Okay.
website that I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Next, advertising, we hit on that.
Also, can I
Yeah, please.
add into that, the artist's ability to start to sign up?
And I have a lot of questions about that.
Okay, good.
There were, so we'll.
You and I need to talk.
Yeah, we need to talk about it, because
Okay.
we don't want people to be able to share that.
Yeah, it's
No, I don't,
5:46.
and I tried to add stuff to yours and it wouldn't, I mean, I printed out, like, isn't that interesting? Yeah, we need to, I wanted to add more things. Okay.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, sorry,
Sorry.
it's
So
okay.
next, advertising, we hit on that, so let's think about someone who can help us. Right now, I just inserted the
Advertising / PR, do you wanna say?
city credit card into Facebook, so we are gonna be boosting posts.
And then Karen and Sharon, did you get the link for the vendors for insurance for those who need it?
I
Okay.
did.
I just
And
wanted to make sure for the website.
Thank you so much. That's the main thing with advertising. Then parking. That is partially on the agenda. Did anybody have anything to add about parking at this time?
No, I'm really glad that we have the Lowell application on the city council agenda.
Nina's on our team.
Yeah.
Yep, I tried my hardest to get everything going.
Next, we have Freeport involvement. Have you
I have not heard anything back.
So we're still waiting on
That would
the
be-
main thing was we wanted that side road, right?
We wanted parking for the vendors on that side road. Is that what you're talking about behind, near on consignment?
No, the side road, we were talking about putting food vendors on the side road.
That goes
Next-
up from the BBC.
You know,
They own that.
I wanna know why, this is kind of a weird question, but why does that need to be even discussed? Cause
Yeah.
we're already using Lowell Street.
What's Freeport, McMoran owns that road.
But don't they own the whole?
Not really,
Wait,
it's
we've
really,
got Erie
Erie is
Reserve.
city property, the side road belongs to Freeport, as far as I know.
Sorry, that was my confusion.
I was also confused.
I'll totally ask him about it.
Well, we had talked about it, cause
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought it
I
was
didn't
on-
specifically speak to him about it yet.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought it was on that email. Maybe it was the other road.
No,
I thought
it
he
was
had,
the other
I
road.
thought he had mentioned it.
Maybe it was the behind road of consignment that I got
know
confused on.
specifically, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
alongside of the dirt lot.
Yeah, I get it. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, electricity, we feel like, I think we have several people who are willing to support us on that.
Mhm.
I don't think we need to touch too much on it unless
It makes-
anybody,
Yeah, we have, Oldfield,
Luke
with the
Oldfield.
theater willing to,
Do music.
electrically support like our stage area. And then, Jim with his motorcycle shop, if we work with him well about cars and stuff.
It's not
And
a
I've
thing I
got
wanted to
stuff
talk
to bring in
well,
about that.
do you
We'll
wanna,
get that on the
we'll talk
agenda.
about it. Do you,
My question is for the BAC, if I talk to him, how many, like, is it okay if he has 16 cars in the street? What
Well,
should I
Sharon
say?
and I have an idea
Yeah.
that it might
Yeah, this is
solve
gonna
this.
solve a lot of problems. I had a conversation with Deb Maroney,
Yeah.
and she couldn't make it to our group meeting last week
Oh, I
for
invited her,
gallerists. But she didn't want to make it a point to say that she thinks that we should leave the cars exactly where they are.
Mhm.
And now that we have come up with another solution, which is to run those 20 by 40 foot tents, instead of having 30 individual tents, let's do 3 or 4 20 by 40 ones down the middle of the street.
And I think that would be a cleaner
that's-
there's
solution.
an issue there, which is, the road has to be open, they have to have they have to be able to put emergency vehicles down the road.
So
So
those
see if we
cars,
can put them to one side, then maybe the cars could go to one side of the street, and then
You have to measure.
we have to measure the road.
Yeah, at all times, I know that,
We gotta measure
and
the-
even if the Arizona Rangers are gonna be there in the evening,
Mhm.
I think they're gonna have to be able to let traffic through.
Mhm.
how much room do we need for emergency vehicles, do you know?
I don't
So
know how
we gotta
big.
measure the street. We
Yeah.
gotta go- You and I gotta go back and do our measuring
Let's
thing
talk,
again.
I'm a little sad about, the 10 by 10 seem nice too, though.
Well, the
They're
biggest
harder to control the look of the event, you know,
plus
Yeah.
the fact that then we could go entirely with High Jump,
to
the
install and do
rental
everything.
company,
it's
and
gonna-
they will set
I
everything
realize
up.
we're off the 10 by 10.
That's okay.
Their smallest tent they offer is a 10, or a 20 by 20, but they then go up from there. And they will set it up, they'll have it
It's worth
anchored.
I can't see it, but that's what, I just need to,
Okay, we need to go over and take a look and make sure
I
we
would
can.
say just call over to the, either call me and get the fire marshal's number
Okay.
and call him and he can tell you
What's your space?
what your spacing needs to be for emergency vehicles to get through.
Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
Plus, I think then, we're, have more space for people to leisurely move through the vendors and be in shade.
It's a great idea.
I
Yeah,
think
it's a
it'd
really
just
good
be more
idea.
comfortable.
Yeah, it's smoother.
Yeah, and I think the look will be very clean from the outside
Yeah,
as
instead of a
well.
I
bunch
like the idea of somebody else setting them up.
That's
And
the big
then-
selling point for us, because
Yeah.
we will spend all afternoon Friday, plus having a Friday VIP event. just
And
for-
they will set up Friday and they'll break down Monday morning.
And it gives artists a little bit of more variety in their spacing. Some maybe don't need,
As much.
Much.
some maybe need 2 extra feet.
So can I follow up with a question then about the cars?
Mhm.
If they could all be on one side of the street, and if there's enough room for emergency.
That's the issue, is there enough room?
So, but if they could,
All
if there
moved
was
to
enough
one
room, if
side.
they were all on one side of the street, then I don't have to ask him to move anything, to remove anything, just to move
Just move them,
things.
yeah.
So that's your plan, is that what you
Yeah.
guys are
That,
thinking?
and or I was actually hoping that we could just leave them the way it is.
Where
and
they
run
are,
Stuff down the
space
street,
the
but
way
we may
they are.
not have enough room.
Yeah.
The
All
road's not a four-lane road.
Because Jay's bus,
Is it a three-lane road? I don't remember
No.
how wide
Some
it
of
is.
it's
those-
a 2 lanes.
Some of those
But it's
ve-
got parking on it.
That's
so-
right.
And some of those vehicles, I don't think are moved, they have to be towed.
Yeah,
That's the
a lot
thing
of
I'm
them
wondering.
don't have running engines, so.
Yeah.
But
Figure this out.
you know, it's
Yeah.
also, the cars add so much to Lowell, and, you know, they are part of the,
The art of the
yeah,
road.
the appeal of that location.
Absolutely, I mean, if we don't have
Let's
to have
think-
that argument with them or discussion with them the whole time.
Friendly conversation.
Yeah,
Friendly banter.
Let's go back to the agenda before 9:00. All right. Does anybody have anything else to say about electricity for event? So I feel like we're okay right now. I don't think there's anything, I mean, the food,
they need to supply their own, and that's typical for any food truck.
well, that's one of the are we allowing vendors to have, their own electricity?
Not within the tents, I wouldn't think so.
No. I
But
don't
the
think so
food
either.
vendors, yes.
Because I'm still trying to get the specific verbiage for like what we're gonna tell vendors they can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And I can't write the thing until we know what kind of tent either, so we'll have to figure that out. So it is all on the same agenda item, sort of.
Okay.
Then discussion, it's also interconnected, it's hard not to skip around.
You know what? At the beginning of the thing, it says you can move any item you would like.
That's true. Then we'll go to the next, follow up on the community meeting for galleries and nonprofits.
Wondering, did we get many letters back, or do I need to run around and talk to everybody? I would like
I brought
to,
them with me.
oh, good. Many of we had a form to fill out, not letters, but forms to fill out.
I thought,
And I heard multiple people say they were planning to coordinate some.
they all told me they would bring them to me later, but none of them have yet.
And mainly it's so we can get that artist list completed, because we want to get that invitation out.
So in a moment of shame, right now, I only have Bisbee Council on the Arts and Humanities, the Wiggle Room, Gallery 32, which is Penn Gallery, Pantera Gallery, and Bisbee Fiber Guild.
Okay.
So we do still need, because I do want permission, so we do need a,
So I'll maybe walk around with that tomorrow even. Well, our gallery's open on Tuesday.
you're better off on the
I'm
weekends.
better off on the weekend.
Thursday.
I'm here this weekend. I'll do it this weekend.
As the graphic designer, I did talk to the graphic designer about making a map, so she's in sort of the preliminary stages of figuring out how she's gonna do it.
So a
So-
map of the galleries is what you're talking about?
Yeah, a map of the galleries and the nonprofits that are
Yeah.
gonna participate. Would you, I'm gonna give you these in case somebody doesn't have theirs anymore.
Okay.
If you want, depending on when you go, if you want someone to go with you, you could call me.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Mostly free.
You know what? I need to have your phone number.
Okay.
Maybe you don't want that over there.
Yeah, don't put it on.
Write it down.
And by the way, I'm very sorry I came late. I guess I have brain fog or something.
It's okay.
I
We're
thought it was
all
early.
suffering from it. So, not gonna.
I thought, I mean, otherwise, I don't wanna, we don't have to go into it too deep, but I thought that the community meeting went really well.
I did too.
I did too.
I got a lot of enthusiastic after remarks, and people were very, people seemed like they were excited.
Excited and really positive.
Oh, and in hindsight, we spent $70 buying flowers for the gallery as a gift to the.
Will you put that on the agenda that we need to vote for the $70 that Sharon spent on the flowers?
And it's just to reimburse you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We
That
just thought it was appropriate for us because he provided the wine and we needed to bring something.
Sloan was very nice. He gave us a tour of the gallery. He let us look around the gallery. And he also did supply all the wine and the cheese, and it was,
The thing. He was so,
Platter.
it was nice to see him so proud.
it was very nice.
It was
And
really
we're very
nice.
thankful for
Thank
him.
you.
So does anybody have any, since this agenda is very large, does anybody have any follow-up comments about the community meeting?
No, other than they really were enthusiastic about the map of the galleries, they really liked that.
And I do need to do a follow through to make sure that we do look forward to their contribution and their participation. So I'll send out a thank you this week or go around and do my thank you.
That would be great.
And Wiggle Room's already started to organize their planned project.
The program is planning on showing art, the young,
Yeah.
Kids,
kids.
and they're gonna have, actual kids workshops going on that weekend.
that's great. And that was what we were trying to, she
Encourage.
really got it about
Mhm.
trying to encourage having events so we could advertise them.
Yeah.
Laura McKenna did want me to mention that they are still open to the idea of having ceramics and fiber arts at Central School. We need to get with them soon because
Okay.
they make their schedule pretty
Real far in
yeah.
advance.
Okay.
Can I ask what people's opinion is about that? That would be having a whole type of art outside of the
I agree.
festival.
I have very mixed feelings.
Mhm.
I think rather to put them all together because it seems more fair,
Yes.
but I do think that we should consider using that gallery for something.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
square the two because it's
I-
a beautiful space and it's wonderful offer, but then people have to travel and it's not.
They said they could have the remake show at the same time
Mm.
and they could advertise that. I mean, any of the shows that, they have a bunch of
They
shows.
usually do, right.
Mhm.
I'm just
I'm
concerned.
really pretty sure that we can fill this exhibition in in that one space. If I
David
did the
Rose's-
wall, yeah.
I feel like that's better, because if I was, well, I'm a fiber artist, but if I was a ceramicist too, I'd be a little bit like, well, wait one weekend for me
Yeah.
and the rest are, you know.
Yeah,
So
right.
we probably have to figure out a way to integrate it, but,
Pedestals.
Where are you getting
Well,
pedestals?
What can you do?
Central School has an endless supply of pedestals.
Okay.
We're gonna have walls built, we'll have pedestals built as well, or something like that.
So, yeah, any other comments on the meeting? I was very happy.
Mhm.
Sorry I missed it.
Next time, you have to be there.
Well, I was at a wedding and
Yeah.
it rained on the wedding, so.
This would have been more
I
fun.
would, yeah.
Then, discussion and possible action regarding charging an administrative fee for vendors. I looked into this, it ranges. I talked to a few different people who run events. I believe that, from my own experience, what other people told me, it should probably be somewhere over 50, like 75.
Wow.
Only because if we make it free, this was a discussion,
Yeah.
then people are gonna be like, I'll be there, and then they don't come.
Mhm.
If it's 25, same thing, people are like, it's kind of cold.
Right,
Unfortunately, you have to give people an incentive
yeah.
to
Yeah.
show up, and we have to know people are serious.
I like the idea of 75, because if we bump it up to 410s, then we'd need to bump up our number of vendors. If we were only charging $50, it would have been like 50 vendors. Changing that to 75, we can keep it between 30 and 40 vendors.
And I would like
But if we
to,
have more space, then, yeah, that's the thing about
Well, and
those.
we were talking about when we
Continuous
do the
tents.
larger tents, the way that we can really start to designate space is by also supplying tables, which are pretty inexpensive, but I think 75 should be what we charge.
and I want to make it clear too, with your permission, that if somebody feels like that is prohibitively
We can
expensive,
work with people.
then we can work with them. People rarely take that option, but the people who do are usually very honest about
Yeah,
it.
right.
Exactly.
And so especially for any younger vendors or anything, I want to make it explicitly obvious that we will work with you.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Love it.
Then I'm going to ask for a motion.
Okay, I move to approve that we charge, $75 be charged as an administrative fee for vendors.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All ayes?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion approved. Thank you, guys. Next, discussion and possible action regarding vendors for event. This one was more open. It was just that I was trying to figure out some deadlines for the art vendors. I would like to have it up by May 1st on the website. I would like to have the ad in the paper on May 1st, like have it on Facebook, and give people at least a month. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then we can have the first, a soft closing of our receiving vendor request at the end of the month, or do you wanna?
That's what I
Yeah.
told she was
May to
doing it as a
May
placeholder, but I told the graphic designer to put May 31st, just as we can change it at any
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, okay.
So you wanted to put it in the paper the same date as you open it on the website?
We'll just coordinate it so they're all similar dates.
Okay, I was thinking maybe
A little
like a
earlier.
week before to
We
go
can
in
do
the
that
paper.
too.
and
That
then-
ad's coming to me anytime, and I will bring it
The
to you.
problem with the
next
ad
week.
being out before we would probably need the site up before the ad, because if we put the ad up before the site, people will try to go to the
web, it
site,
won't be up.
and it won't be up, and then they'll be pissed, and they'll not check a
Alright.
second.
That makes
They
sense.
need to have an application on there by
Yeah, yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna include the information that has been given to us about the city. It's a little complicated. I was like, oh wait, this is a little more complicated than I thought.
And so
And then-
are we going to be telling ahead of time how many vendors we're taking, or will we just take all the applications we get that month, then see, look at
Yeah.
our floor plan of our tents?
Well,
And
that's
get
why
an
we
idea.
need the verbiage to be very clear about, first off, I mean, I think that specifically we are going to give first option to people who live here.
Of course,
And then if we don't get enough that live here, I suppose we can open it up.
and then we can expand.
So I think we should take all the applications and then go from there.
Mhm.
I mean, the one thing, only selling things that they themselves have made.
Yeah, correct.
Mhm.
If somebody is a gallery and they want representation, they go into a different category and we'll talk about it. But I don't want people selling stuff that they, yeah. So-
Tags from Guatemala and.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
because we're
that's
not
gonna,
turning it into a second Saturday market, we want to
so
actually
we're looking
have
for
artists
residents
there.
of Bisbee, then residents of Cochise County,
Mhm.
have to be something that is made by the people who are participating.
Yeah,
Does that sound good?
yeah, that does.
And I just have to get the words about the insurance very clear, because you would apply, but you don't have to buy insurance until you know you have it, but you're gonna have to have it before you go and vend.
Right.
So it's one of the, it was like a, cart before the
So you have
horse.
to say if chosen or selected.
Mhm. You will then have to get insurance.
Mhm.
Or we make it an application and just say, you get insurance to apply. So it's either, does that make sense?
Insurance will be required.
I assume that we want the chance to say yes or no.
Uh-huh.
We don't want people just applying because some people are gonna be breaking the rules, right? So we will have to tell them they're gonna have to get insurance once they're accepted.
Yeah.
And then we have to do an acceptance.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
We're on the right page?
Mhm.
Sometimes I get,
You could just say it's limited and, after
And
a
we should
review,
probably,
let
we
them
should,
know.
yeah. That's good.
Then I don't think we need a vote yet, really.
No, I just put that on there just in case, because I wasn't sure what the topics were gonna be.
Discussion and, volunteers. I know Bill's concerned about the one, but once we have the art vendors open and closed, I mean, when do you guys wanna open it up to people? Right now, people are signing up for a newsletter, and then whenever we want to, we can tell them, hey, please sign up for to be a volunteer.
Right. Closer to the event, it's too soon to be asking, but we should be in the meantime personally gathering our, because I've had a lot of people say to me that they want to help. So
Yeah,
I've just been collecting
Me
names.
too.
yeah.
But there will be you want them to do the same, go online and come up and volunteer?
Well, that one's gonna be like, well, obviously, we're accepting you, but it'll just be a way for people it makes it so easy, because then if they can sign up on the website, in one step, they can give me phone number, email,
Right,
name,
right,
and what they wanna do.
right.
And that's what I've been telling people, that when the website is up and running, they can volunteer right there.
Yeah, a lot of those people
That's
have
nice.
just signed up for the newsletter right now.
Can we get a list of some of those volunteer activities, tasks, so that makes it seem easier?
On the next agenda, Nina, can we list out what we think with volunteer
The
activities?
different tax, yeah,
That's a good
the
thing.
What we need
building
volunteers
group,
for.
the cleanup group, the.
Yeah, how many we're gonna
Food
be, where they're
group.
gonna be.
Do we have anybody who we know that would like to be a volunteer coordinator?
Oh, yeah, we
because
do need a
We need
coordinator.
a volunteer coordinator. Otherwise, volunteers aren't very effective, because then they
They'll
don't
just
know
be
what they're supposed to be
wandering
doing.
Well, yeah, that could be one of the volunteer positions then, right?
Yeah, correct. Because we really will want to have like a volunteer station, check-in
Mhm.
station
Mhm.
for the weekend and have.
Maybe they could have a little badge.
Yes, they should.
We'll make
have
We're
that.
gonna make, we're gonna make BAC,
I made badges a long time ago, we were just talking about having to redo them.
yeah, we're just gonna have new badges.
So that we have a button.
I think we
machine.
need little lanyards.
You can have a lanyard.
Whatever, they kind of are.
I have a lot of lanyards available if anybody really wants lanyards.
It'll make everybody feel very official.
That could have been.
So
That's
then,
not cool.
discussion and possible action regarding tent rental. So right now, we're in the between. So when you guys are ready, let's come back with this, okay?
We'll know fairly quickly. I just need to call you for the,
Fire marshal.
fire marshals. Oh, no, you're gonna do
I'm gonna
that.
call the
Jenny's gonna
fire
do it.
marshal.
So
And
does
you're
that
gonna
need to
measure.
be,
So we can
Well,
measure it.
we need to know how much of the street we can take over,
That's
yeah.
right.
And then, yeah, so we're still,
So we'll get that to you
first meeting in May
tomorrow.
or the second meeting in April?
Well, maybe our next meeting.
let's put it on the next meeting, because
Okay.
I think they'll have it by then.
Well, that's what I figured, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Trash at the event. I've not thought about this yet.
Well, I can tell you that, I think it would be fairly simple to, I know that Salt River Project provides big boxes. My brothers use them all the time at the ranch for the things that we do at the soccer camp. And they're like, so tall, and they have plastic bags, they're just a big box,
Bin.
a
How do we
bin.
get
I
those?
just go pick them up.
And
And
then
then-
we rent a dumpster from the city.
And then somebody in the volunteer
Oh, we've got some
list
downstairs at
might
the
be-
city, what did I hear?
We can pay for a dumpster that is specifically ours to be put there for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's on the right of way, and then you
And then
tell
we
them how
just
many
need to
times
have
you want it
some-
emptied.
Yeah, they'll empty
Some
this.
boxes for trash that.
And the volunteers somebody could go through and just
Periodically check the
those.
trash, right?
put them in the dumpster.
Do we need to double check, the pricing on
So
the
I'll
dumpsters?
look
No,
into
they're,
boxes from SRP.
I think it's a flat fee that all vendors are charged.
Okay.
You just need to tell them, when Karen does the right of way
Can you help
permit,
that
she's
one,
just
you
gonna
know,
tell
because
them
we have a truck and
how many you
trailer.
want
Okay. They're just gonna be
That's part of the
collapsed, collapsed
right.
boxes,
Yeah.
literally collapsed.
and how,
Or
when you want them picked up, I believe is the other thing. Like, do you want it done like Saturday and Sunday or just, whatever day?
Then I think that's part of the permit, so we'll be fine on that. Donation boxes, Sharon, did you think about this?
I have been thinking about this, we've even talked about it, but I don't know who should, I think donation boxes are underused and very effective ways to make up some of our of money that we might be spending. And it's simple to just put one, the more attractive they are, so if we could maybe even make it a grant, if somebody wants to make a donation box, then it could be used by other,
I think there might be a big
Problem?
problem that, well, we can't.
because I was thinking Central School could use it. It could just be a box, it's like really cool donation box, it could be used by different people, made by a local artist, I think would be nice. And then it would be inside the exhibition space, because we're not charging for this exhibition. And I think it would be nice to have it in there. And then I also think it would be good to have something, when people are buying their food at the vending stations that we have set up, if there was a donation place, change throws into those things fairly easily.
Do you want to, because if you
Okay.
want one by an artist, I
like
assume
one
there's
by
somewhere I assume there's somewhere online or where you can buy the wooden, the
Yeah,
other
just, you
kind of-
could just buy an
Oh, maybe.
acrylic one, that they use it, with just an acrylic box, it's
Yeah.
see-through that you can
Does
look at
anyone
and see
look
the
and
money.
see what the cost for an acrylic, for
I
acrylic
can
boxes?
do that, cause you do everything, you guys, so.
Then
just
I
gonna
bet you
put
can
that
You do a lot.
Nah,
everybody is doing a lot right now.
that's good, you gotta spread it out. I'll
Alright,
look
so do you
at
want me to ask an artist if they would like to make such a thing and even apply for, can we use grant money for something like this? I don't know.
I don't know if
You
you'd be
think that's
interested in
a little-
having
I
a,
think
That's a
that's a
little
little paying
self-serving.
ourselves to get
What?
I think that's problematic.
Okay,
But if you would like to,
Take it to the library for a kids event to decorate the box once a week.
that'd be cool
The
too.
kids could just,
or at the science center, see, all of these places
All we
would
need is
benefit from having a
decoration.
donation box.
yeah.
We need
That would be
Jim
really
would-
cool if we got them ahead of time and we had them all
Decorate by local kids.
interestingly decorated and
So how many would we want? Do we want to put
8.
8?
I don't know, I just came
I'm
up with
sorry.
a
oh, wow, she's really got a lot of ideas. Hey,
Okay,
Right,
6, 4, 5,
I think 4 donation boxes would be sufficient.
I think it's more than enough, I was gonna say 3 is
4.
probably.
Well, let's go with 4, because I think it's gonna
And
be
see,
a long.
look online and see what other options there are. I just think of the acrylic things, but those are not necessarily something you want
And
to
they're not
decorate.
necessarily cheap. Acrylic is,
I'll look it all up.
yeah, look at
It's more expensive than glass, I'm always perplexed.
it is. is.
All
But I
right.
know that somebody out there probably makes those simple ones.
And if you wanted something a little fancier,
Jim would do it for us?
he'd probably make one for the actual exhibit.
He
He
could
could even do
burn
a
it, the thing, the
fractal.
fractal
Just remember,
thing,
we would
wouldn't
have
that be
to,
fun?
just keep in, we do have to vote on it.
Yeah, just saying,
Yeah, yeah.
it's, the option is
So
there.
can we just discuss that next time and I'll have some,
For sure. We'll
Sorry,
talk about this.
Okay.
and you'll talk to Jim?
I'll make sure that he's not gonna be like, you told them what?
See what, if you get an estimate for what something like that would cost, and that's what we're
Yeah.
looking for, any artist that you're thinking about talking to,
Mhm.
get an estimate, because we just don't wanna spend a whole lot of money on
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, I'm gonna have Sam and Poe for dinner tomorrow night, and that was part of the conversation on my mind, is to ask him to do it, because I think a Poe one would be good, but I like the idea of
Mhm.
kids decorating ones too, so.
Yeah,
But I'll ask him.
Hey, yeah, just see what they say, I have no idea what one would charge for something like that. Then moving on, seating for music performances, I assume would come from the same place that we're getting the tents.
yeah.
Do we have do we know how much they're charging for benches or anything?
Chairs literally are like $3 a piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like,
You know, let me ask
and
Andre,
they even go
like-
cheaper if you wanna go with the really, really
Oh,
chintzy
there's
ones,
some-
but yeah, their prices are really affordable and the setup is included if you get tables.
How many chairs do you think we need?
20?
Well, you gotta measure out that area.
No, we've got to run the
Figure it out.
tables.
People, top of my head. Yeah.
I think we're gonna need over
Yeah,
100.
we're like,
100?
100,000.
This random spouting of numbers thing makes me
Sorry.
feel we're all.
Sharon, when we go to, oh, we're not necessarily gonna go to measure. We
Yeah,
could take a look.
okay, all right.
Take a look and see, because you're gonna come
We're
back
gonna need
to,
rows, you know, we could picture how many rows.
you're gonna come back to this commission with an amount for the tent rental that we decide, include the chairs and the tables in that, so we can just do it in one bang.
And their website's really easy
Okay.
to get to.
Yeah, and now that we're saying $75, I feel confident we can do that easily.
Then stage for event, we were talking,
Didn't
A
somebody have a flatbed trailer that we were gonna use?
My
We
son
talked
does,
about
but I'm not sure if I can volunteer if my son's,
Oh,
I'll have to talk to him.
will you ask him?
Yep.
And then we were talking, Justin had one too, right, or?
but his is up high, cause it's a truck.
Oh, right.
It's a truck with a flatbed, so
You have to put some stairs through it.
I don't think it would work for a band, it's too small for a band. You know, like if somebody had a drum set or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, we need something big enough.
Yeah,
We need something that's not too low to the ground, but not too high to the ground.
yeah, this one's.
My son's is
pretty-
perfect, but if I could just persuade him.
Like a normal flatbed trailer is gonna be just right, the perfect height. Won't be dangerous and.
Yeah, if you'll talk to him, that'd be great.
Talk to him. He's got a lot of carts.
And then next, alcohol that we served at event, like I said, liquor licenses, those are two things I'm working on. I did realize that if we're having a VIP event and we're not charging for alcohol at that event, and we're using the license under the name of Gore Park Lunches, we're probably just gonna wanna donate a part of that money to them, since we're not charging. We can think about that, because, I mean, and there's the option that we supply 1 or 2 drink tickets, and after that we do charge.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing, but we don't have to go into the VIP thing yet, but just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I believe that if we're serving alcohol, we are gonna have volunteers serving alcohol. And we are gonna be buying the alcohol,
Mhm.
which we can do with the liquor license,
For this, for the party, for the VIP party.
but also for
For
outside.
outside, yeah. Probably, yeah.
The other option was that we let, like Tombstone Brewery or something come in, but then we lose the chance of raising money that way, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, it seemed like we preferred to do it ourselves.
You know what, though, I think we can get Tombstone Brewery to,
They have donated beer to us
they have,
before.
yeah.
They donated quite a bit to some
And
of the
they're,
work.
yeah, so we can still look for the donation that way, okay.
Yeah, and we now have like, you know, electric brewing company that, you know, makes their own. So we have some microbrews local.
We should ask, yeah,
That's who we're talking
yeah, the
Yeah,
electric or
electric, yeah,
Tombstone. Tombstone has
Tombstone.
been very giving in the past. Discussion and possible action regarding the press release. I did finally get around to adding the other stuff here. I'll give it to you guys. I should have emailed it, but I haven't physically. I don't know why I highlighted this. This is just a very simple press release. I am asking you all to change what whatever you want before we use it. And I'm sorry, I did add a bunch of stuff in there.
You gonna hand these down there?
I'm sure I'll do it when I stand there.
Thanks, Karen.
A press release is pretty short and snappy.
There's no hyphen right there.
Right.
Exactly.
Comma there. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, the small town, that's not a hyphen.
Oh, is it a small town?
Yeah,
It's a small space
Just
town.
fix it for me and return it.
Okay.
And then if there's something I'm missing, please add it in. You don't have to do that right now.
Okay, all right.
This is not a test.
This is not Karen,
testing our spelling right away.
It's testing
I'll start
Karen's
to make
grammar
corrections
right
with
now.
mine.
I just added a bunch of stuff, Amy.
Okay.
Good.
Then I have another thing, which is Sharon's working on a letter for the exhibition.
And my request or my decision, and I'm glad I didn't send it out yet, because I think the letter I've created, it's an invitation, really, we're inviting artists. And I want that invitation look, I mean, if I were mailing it out, it would come in an invitation envelope with a return card RSVP,
Yeah.
that would, be lovely.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna spend that kind of money and print anything out, so I want to see if we can create this look, and the cover of the invitation would be for art's sake,
There's a program.
and
there-
then, yeah, and so
There's
then
a-
the letter
There are
in.
websites you pay, I mean, you do pay them sometimes, but they put it in, it looks like you're taking a card out.
Oh, good.
They
Or
send it via,
just, yeah, or
they
just
send it
even,
via email.
okay,
I've gotten wedding invitations like that.
yeah, I have two, come to think of it, like, what's it, some chim,
It's
something.
got an RSVP option in it.
Yeah, and the RSVP actually will be a direction to the website.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
So, and so the things that we wanted to add, I think everybody maybe saw that letter that we wrote last time, but I want to add that I would like from the artists, when they, I guess this goes on the website. When they respond, I want 3 images of their work, and I want a large, a medium, and a small piece to make my selection easier, yeah.
It is going to be, some people don't.
That's
have-
when it's submitted, that's when we submit.
Yeah, there's not, some people don't have access to this, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And if they can't provide that, then I have to go to their studio, which I'm willing to do with studio visits,
So let's,
so.
Do we have an example of the letter?
no, I was gonna ask,
Well, didn't we have it in the last packet last time?
It was in the last packet, but I
It
thought
was
you
in the
were
last
going to
packet.
We were
look
gonna
over
edit
it
But
and
we were gonna
redo it.
edit it.
Yes,
Well,
so I didn't get anything,
so bring it to the next, we'll bring it to the next meeting and vote
Okay.
on it, and then we'll be ready.
Okay. And then and we do want it out by the end of this month. We still got time, but I want a 6-month kind of window.
So we do need to look at deadlines next time for that too.
okay.
Put that
Um,
on there, yeah, that letter goes out.
so, I completely forgot what I was about to say, and it was really important. Oh, no.
It'll
It wasn't,
come back.
apparently it wasn't important. Yeah, it's gone. Which is probably for the best.
Possible action letter.
It was something to do with the letter, but let's have it finished by next time, and I'll format it, so I'll find some online way to do
Please,
it.
yeah, if you guys have your packet from last time, just, please do the same thing that we're doing here, is, correct, and
Correct me.
always. I have no ego when it comes to writing.
No, but
So-
Sharon and I will pass things back and forth, and we'll still have mistakes. So,
Yeah, that's what we're good at.
Yeah. So take and make for festival event, did you have any follow-up, Amy?
I do. I got some quotes on the materials. I got 2 different vendors for the exact same thing, and for me to have the supplies to be at the table, I have, the least expensive was NASCO, and that comes up to $78.75 for all the materials, but then there'd be probably $15 shipping and tax, so.
So we need to vote on the full amount, right? So
But, yeah, so sometimes though, whoever it is that would be calling to order this, sometimes they give a discount or free shipping or whatever. I don't know, would you be doing the order?
what I usually do is I go to the city with my laptop, because they won't give me the credit card.
They won't give me one
They won't give
either.
me the credit, oh, you don't have a credit card either. One time they gave me the credit card and I was like, this is amazing, but they realized that was a horrible idea. So I've been going on Wednesdays. Bill and I will go over there and just order whatever we need. So if you wanna send me a list, but we do have to vote on it first, right?
Yeah. I'll put it on there next time for
We're gonna
voting.
be ordering from
Gorgeous.
US Art Supply. Did you look at US Art Supply at all? What kind of things are we ordering? What are we looking at?
She has Dick Blick.
I have Blick and I have NASCO, which is triarchylls.
Do I have to have a number, or do I have to be a teacher?
I didn't do it under a teacher
Okay, cool.
thing.
Just making sure.
Sometimes though, because this is not as a teacher, but you can get, just the organization, sometimes you can get a discount, or,
The only reason why I asked this is that we're getting ready to order canvases again from US Art Supply, and we have an account, I mean, well, I don't know.
No, I just order, I go every time and
Okay.
the guy emails
Let
me
me,
and
Amy, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this into, I have all those.
here's the pictures. I also did the same thing with Blick, but that
Let me
was
put these two together, let me find out what the shipping's gonna be, and I'll come back next meeting and find out, have the total amount, and then I'll order it through her.
Okay.
Okay, and tax and all that.
And the tax, I'll just go through the whole thing and have it set up, and then we'll figure out exactly how much
Okay.
it is.
I'll
And
put
if
with a
you
motion
want-
next time.
Call them and ask them if they give, like, waive that for,
Dick Blick won't, I know, but they might,
they might, yeah.
because we are, yeah, okay, that sounds great, I'll do it.
And we might get free shipping depending upon how much we order with US Art Supply, so we might look at them also just to see what the pricing is on that, just, because we're gonna order, we're down to
I love Dick Blick, but it's never the
I know,
cheapest.
they're good, they're expensive, they're good though, good product.
Awesome, thank you so much, Amy. So we discussed the car situation.
Yeah.
Music and performers, I would ask, we need to make a Google Doc with those. I can do it, I have some Google Docs to go on. I don't think anybody's
No, I must
recently,
not have used it right.
gone into my hellish email list.
What?
I did.
I invited you
You
guys
should be
all
able to just type into
I
it.
did.
to join
It wouldn't
my,
let me add more
email
people.
list.
I did.
Or, you did? Or did you add some? Somebody
put
put
some
a
more
phone number on
information
there.
on them. Where's, oh, right here.
There's a phone number now on there.
Oh, I
Check
did,
it out.
I did put a phone number down for a couple of people. I did put some, whoa,
I didn't touch it. It's not my fault.
the ghost in here.
The art cards are
Woke me
there.
up.
It's haunted.
So anyway, yeah, I did add some more information on here, we still need quite a bit more, but I got to the place right after, slot 858 was Eric Schultz, then 59, I was able to add Mike J, and then it wouldn't let me continue to add more people at that point, under the,
So
before
wait,
ceramics.
I'll show you how to do it.
Okay, thanks, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, if,
Show me.
I'll show you.
I'm
There's a
adding
way to
info,
do
but-
it. You add a slot.
And when did you send the invite for the Google Doc?
A month and a half ago?
Oh, yeah.
I can resend it.
Yeah.
Because I would like to send you another Google Doc, which is going to be the musicians and performers one. That
Google
we're gonna
Doc.
start adding to.
Great.
And I will have Kenny get a hold of you about the.
Sure.
I would like to have two, so we can look at them and say, hey, well, this is what's gonna fit, right? So I'll do that too.
Do we have an idea if we want to have music during the entire hours of the festival? Like from 10 to 5? That's a lot of music.
That is
A lot of
not,
music.
I'm thinking we should probably
Starting
have
at
like an
9 a.m.
afternoon, like 4-hour segment in the afternoon.
12 to 4 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that sounds,
Yeah, lunchtime when people are eating,
Okay, so,
does that sound more reasonable to?
oh yeah,
or 11 to 4 if you wanna do it in 5-hour segments.
It seems like there's so many music people that
There
I can't
are.
believe we couldn't just
We could probably
rotate
just keep-
through
we
somebody
probably
every
could.
hour.
We could.
We need to
Yeah,
come
but
up with
that's-
how many that is, because we're also gonna pay our musicians.
are we gonna pay
Oh.
musicians?
Yeah.
We should.
I thought they were just
We've always felt, I mean, I think it's before.
great.
I just
We've
didn't
always
know.
felt as the Arts Commission, it is our obligation to
Yeah,
pay.
Great.
Mhm.
Okay, so,
And so we're gonna raise that money on the sale of VIP tickets. I think that music money is gonna come from that.
so then, should I calculate, I was thinking more like half-hour slots for,
Well, they have to set up.
For
and-
setup, I
No.
think they should
Yeah,
play
should be an hour,
longer,
yeah.
because it takes half hour to set up,
well,
you know?
it does, it takes, it's ridiculous.
And we
But
have to
if
do
we have
enough
one
reading.
sound system, you know,
That we
hopefully.
can plug into. An hour, I think, would be good. So if we have 10 hours of music, and let's just say that most groups will be probably 2, maybe 3 people, so it's $150 times 10, that's $1,500 for music.
So,
For an hour, 150, unless they want
No, no,
about
no,
2
not
hours.
well, if it's 3 people, it's $50 a person.
We'll have to, yeah, we have to. vote on
$50
it.
a person,
We're
and
just gonna
most
think
groups will
about it.
have 2 or 3 people, some will have 1.
And they
You know,
should be
we
allowed
should
to
be
put
careful
out,
when we're, yeah.
like, are they
Merch.
still allowed to put out merch, and are they allowed to, have a tip jar? Tip jar,
For sure.
you know, because $50 is not much to show up for an event.
Maybe they could go for 2 hours or hour and a half.
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
no, I
let's
think
put
it's
on-
really fun to, I think it'd be fun to
Every hour.
showcase more musicians.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pushing for an hour.
I think
An
I
hour,
deserve
then
all
you can have more
music
people.
variety.
Yeah.
So let's start that Google Doc and we'll go from there. We need to start, we also need to make some estimates about that, what it's gonna cost, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
$1,000
then,
doesn't seem too much to pay for music to me.
No, I just,
Yeah.
no.
No, not at all.
I mean, there's plenty of people I have in mind to ask, and there's a lot of new people, and the thing is, will they be around? So,
Mhm.
you know, there's people coming and going. So it's just gonna be a matter of really nailing people down to, are you gonna be here on October 22nd, really?
Yeah, that's why I wanna go ahead and start looking at who we have, so we can
Yeah.
start asking them.
Yeah.
Because people plan things far in advance sometimes. And there's some musicians who recently moved here. There's one lady who's fairly famous. I can't remember her name. She's moved next to Bill.
She moved.
She moved
The
again?
redhead?
Yeah, she's not here anymore.
That's what I mean.
What's her name?
I thought she bought a
That's
house.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Uh,
she bought a house, but she's not gonna live here.
Oh,
Classic Bisbee.
That's what I'm
Anyway,
talking about.
so yeah, let's start that list
She's
and
in
we'll go from
Europe
there.
right now.
Then I have item
If they're good,
5.
they're not,
Oh, sorry.
stick around.
Well,
They're gonna tour.
The young people come and go a lot, yeah.
They're gonna tour.
Additional items.
I have something.
Yes, please.
I had sent for you all to get this letter from the security.
Security.
Yeah, the Arizona Ranger guy. Did
I
you all
saw
get
it.
that?
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
So that's all I wanted to follow up and say, they're having their meeting, but he has the prices here. Their fees are $38 an hour for 2 rangers. 5 PM to 8 AM would be 15 hours at $38 an hour, that's $570 for the night. And then he was asking if we were gonna have booths wrapping around the old co-op store, and
No, just
so
down the street.
no, and then, and he was asking about alcohol, but that won't be during that time.
Do
We,
Five
we
to-
talked about only having them 2 nights, but it looks like we're gonna need 3.
This was
One
one
night.
night.
One night?
The
Yeah.
booths are set up on Saturday morning,
No,
No,
it'd
they're
be
set
set
up
up
on
Friday.
but there's not gonna be stuff in them yet.
No.
No, but just the booth
Just
alone,
the
do you have to
booth.
protect the booth? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of it's,
And
well,
then they're picked up Monday morning, so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday night that they're going to be there.
okay, well, it's $570 a night is
Ooh.
the price, because it's $38 an hour.
But,
15
Maybe we
an
figure
hour.
something else out
but
so
they will
that,
only be filled with stuff
For one night.
for one night.
So
So
you still,
maybe,
any town, you don't wanna leave booths just laying around in a town, you know. We have to figure that out.
Can we, do we have?
Bear
do
Hose
they-
guys can have a slumber party there Friday night, and then
I was about to say, I was like,
I'll sleep out there.
I'll sleep out with the booze.
Well, I was gonna say, there's not stuff in there. Like,
could
I'm like,
pay
Jim and I'll
we
come
could
down
pay
our
Jim
camper.
to
That's right, yeah.
This is
do
a,
security if he'll move the cars across the street.
this is an aside, but, related, are the booths gonna have the ability to put sides up if it rains or something?
You can, but that's an extra cost.
No, I think we're just gonna have if we can do this wider booth, we will put the artists into the middle, and then the outs, so the artists will be, if it's 20 feet
Covered.
wide, they'll be in
The middle
the
10
middle,
But they're
7
gonna
feet,
have to
8,
have
10
some way
feet,
of
whatever,
covering
yeah.
up there,
They'll be in the middle.
but you still have to have a way,
Oh,
you always have to cover up everything at night. In
oh,
some
oh,
way.
oh, they should probably take their stuff home at night.
That's a lot of work.
I think, I don't know.
Usually they let you stay and they put walls up.
We're not putting walls up though.
We can, it's
So
expensive though.
maybe they can just leave it at their risk.
With the whole booth, we gotta figure that booth thing.
Well, we should have security that one night for sure.
Oh, yeah,
For
wait.
sure. No,
And that night there's actually stuff, artwork,
there has
at
to
the
be.
Rangers. And so I don't know that it's a big deal.
I've never heard of an art festival where people take their
Take out
stuff
stuff
home.
down, Spencer
No.
Center, you know, they have.
No.
they
So
have
that
ways
they
to
will
lock
actually
their
set
booth.
up their
But they
artwork
have
on
their own booths
Saturday,
and they lock their own booths.
and then they'll take it with them on
So we gotta
Sunday.
we have to figure out a way to lock up the booths. How much more expensive are we talking to have walls?
It's only for Saturday night, and there are gonna be 2 security guards, and they should, I think, quite frankly, I think the artists have to take
Do some
responsibility.
kind of securing of
I-
their.
Well, they
Everything.
have insurance too, so
Yeah.
they'll have
But they're gonna have to cover everything or
Yeah,
something.
of course,
Yeah, it
but
depends upon what, yeah,
what their artwork is, and
Because
yeah.
that's the thing with the vendors too, I don't really know yet what I thought I was offering vendors booths, but now I'm just offering them a table?
We're offering them as a tented, canopied,
But how big of a space per
exhibition
artist?
space.
like,
Still at the 10 by 10 per artist roughly. Still, it's, you know, it's a decent sized space
We have to, we have a few things to figure
to
out with
figure
that.
out, yeah, we do.
Amy, did you have anything else out on the item 5?
No, that was just
Can
it.
you
I think
come
you
with it?
did. What? Didn't you have, well, the last meeting, when you weren't here, you had a lot of things that you had done work about. Is there anything that you'd like to?
Well, I emailed most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a question, I feel like I would like to know your dimensions that you're considering for these booths
Oh, well,
before I talk
the whole tent,
Yeah.
they're 20 by 40.
And we would do probably 4 of them, so we get
4
20 by
20
4
120,
20 by 40.
160 feet, so 20 by 160 down the road.
So it'd be how much altogether, did you say?
20 wide, 160 long if we do 4, 120 long if we do 3.
Because some art vendors have very specific ways they set up their vending.
Mhm.
Like they have a whole like shebang and like walls that they put up.
Yeah, typically, if they do festivals, they have all that, and they do pack it up and take it home and put it back.
I've never
Sunny
seen
Slope,
anybody
it's
close- I've never
different
seen
than,
anybody pack it up at
oh
night.
yeah, they do, it's Sunny Slope, they do, and, but it just depends on where these events are. You know, if it's out on a street, it's different than, in a contained, like, you know.
Right.
Building.
We just have to, we'll hammer, we gotta hammer some, I just can't see it yet, but that
Okay,
doesn't mean it's not there.
And I mean, the little
Uh,
pop-up tents we originally talked about, they were not gonna be walls.
no, they weren't gonna be.
No, the wall thing was what
Yeah,
if it rains or some, you know, there's just a few things where I'm like, I don't know how that looks.
never rains in October.
Hey, knock
Can
on
we,
wood.
She just jinxed us.
I know.
I did not.
It'd be a
I have,
tsunami.
I have this ability to make everything exactly the way I want it.
Okay,
Count on my serendipity.
If we're going to, how much do you think we could pay a sound person?
Yeah,
I mean, whatever the going rate is,
Okay.
I don't wanna, like I said, we've
It's like-
always
it's like
taken
a
the
musician.
angle that we pay the going rate for things.
And, anybody here have a sound system we could use? Because I don't really have that.
I have a sound system probably, I mean, it just.
Fred has
depends.
one too.
Well,
It's
we-
not great, but we'll find it.
We have, but we have a professional one, and
That's
Central
true.
School has a super professional
Oh,
one
okay,
now.
that's right.
Because we just got a grant to buy the giant speakers.
Okay. So, we have 2 possibilities.
Well, the problem with Central Schools, I just realized, is we're talking about having a little film festival there on
Oh, that's
Saturday
right,
night,
right.
in which case they'll want it set up.
Right.
Yeah,
But we have the same speakers at home, I just don't know if the.
and Craig has some speakers, let's see what he's got too.
Yeah, we have like, ours are twice the size of those things.
That'd be nice.
So you have the whole system?
Yeah, it's like a punk rock system.
Right.
Yeah.
So
This
that's
is
all
my
right
sound
to maybe,
yeah, I have a little Bluetooth
is
speaker.
mine.
That's good.
No, I mean, we have one for gigs.
I'm just wondering
Yeah,
if that's a possibility.
Yeah, let me ask.
Could you ask?
I don't know what deal with the devil I'm gonna have to make.
I know, because I have a really big devil at home and I don't think I have a sound system anymore.
I am. But I will see, it just depends on if they're in town or not. But Central School has that, I'm trying to think about who else has a professional one. Yeah, I'll start asking around. Any sound people that have the sound system that come with them?
Well, Frank doesn't have a sound system.
He doesn't, that's right. And what, do you know what Frank wants?
No, but I just figured the going rate.
Well, ask Frank what the going rate is,
I'll ask
if
him.
he's willing to do it.
Yeah, well, he said to pencil him in if he doesn't have any gigs that weekend, which,
Oh.
like,
It's like,
Everybody's
no,
gonna
we kind of need you to commit to this being your
Because
gig.
there will be a gig.
Well,
That's
Shawnee
every
might
weekend
be,
of
Shawnee
October.
might be back.
I know.
Kitty.
She's actually a pretty good sound person. We could hire Kenny.
all right.
Get him to commit for the going rate,
I'll
so
ask him,
we're gonna pay him.
because
for
I've already
semester.
talked to him,
Yeah,
and, ask him to commit, and then we'll go from there.
sounds great. And then we'll put it on the thing and vote on it. Anything else on item 5? I feel like, especially after the last meeting, I thought we were doing really well. I have a very long list of things they have to do, but I feel okay about it. Does everybody feel like they have something that they're working on?
Mhm.
I mean,
Can
mine's
you
not
and I get together
specifically
tomorrow?
festival
What time?
related,
Wednesday.
but
Wednesday?
Thank you. I feel like I just went to school. Let's see, can I give you a red pen? No, that's what I needed. If anybody else wants to do it to me too, I will
The
appreciate
little
it.
curl means delete, the little curly
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Well, I really like hyphens. I need to in my life all the time. Anyway,
I could explain that hyphen thing too.
no, I know what it,
Okay.
sadly enough, I probably know better.
Okay.
So then we're going to updates about the following: cigar machine, show setter.
Well, the biggest month in the history of the cigar machine. We sold about 120 pieces last month. We actually sold 119, but somebody, or a couple people might have put $5 bills in without, having enough money to actually buy something. So we had $2,390 turned in for the month of March. And that was, we know that there was still more sales that evening. I just took the money out early. We probably hit over 2,400. Because I looked at it today, and what's today, the 5th, the 4th? What's the date today?
The fourth.
Yeah, it's already got a stack in there. So I'm trying my best to keep it full. That's my only job. It's really full, but it's all right.
That's
Got-
great.
I have pieces going in tomorrow from 2 artists, and I put, I don't know, 5 more artists in, so it's going great.
would you like more work from me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, because I have
I think you have a, you're out almost. You're almost
Am
out.
I?
Yeah.
more earrings.
Whatever. Anybody else want to make some
Well,
little pot holders or something?
no, I have an artist I think will make something really unique.
Yeah, okay.
She does, like, what do you call it? It's not cartoons, it's a different kind of thing. She does like
Animation.
animation, and she wants to make little books.
Oh, yeah.
The-
I've always wanted one of those flip books.
The flip books.
Yeah.
And so she's
That's
talking,
great.
she was like,
So
asked
happy, we're happy
if
we're
you'd
doing
be
That's
this.
great.
interested in that, so.
Then, Angela, social media.
Primarily make advertising the cigar machine.
Yes, thank you very much.
Other than just trying to keep up with regular posts, I did take the weekend off this week, so.
It looks great though.
It's been good.
I have posted, as last time I looked at it, 150 posts. So I'm staying pretty consistent.
That's great.
Yeah, most weeks it's three times a week, and I've been trying to kind of read up about how to get the most exposure without having to pay. When I really think we should do some sponsored.
I have the credit, I mean, we can, I can do it from my end.
Okay.
If you wanna talk about what you wanna boost, I mean, I wanna boost specifically the art festival. but-
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying, as we get closer to the event, I think that's when we wanna talk about it. I do have a visiting artist from Denver, and they are huge Instagrammers, and part of how she's some trade work is she's gonna give me like a mini workshop in Instagram. So hopefully I'll know then what would help us the most.
Yeah, just keep me, I'm gonna start boosting on Facebook, just because I can do it, I can,
Do it from your end real easy.
yeah, but you just let me know, I think we can handle it, the same credit card for
Okay.
Instagram on yours.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Tahiti. Amy, local artist video. Any
Yep,
action?
found somebody, Tamara Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
She's at Tang Gallery 32, whatever. And I talked with her for about an hour and a half, and she's really cool. So, and I love her art. I couldn't believe it. I've been in her house.
Oh, her paintings?
The loom that she has in
Oh, the
there,
loom.
it's a work
Yeah,
of
she's-
art, just the loom. But anyway, that's next. So
That's awesome.
I'll just video her probably this
She's good.
weekend or next weekend or something.
We have a history together, she and I. We shared kids for a while.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was gonna say, be careful, Sharon.
I know, yeah.
She's
yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Good.
Window tribute, what's going on?
I can tell you what I know. Today I had a long conversation. I've been trying to get a hold of Esteline Wick because I thought it would be lovely to, since Bob Wick was an important figure in our Cochise County because of his newspapers. And anyway, I thought he would be the right guy to tribute. Esteline's not ready for that yet. She would like it to be in October. She said the next time we're doing it. So that leaves the window open to us just doing our own thing about the Festival of the Arts, which means I'm going to put a painting by Fred Alpert in, I'm going to put a painting by Reva Myers. I'm still going to put dead art in the window, but it's Bisbee art. And I want to try to really pump up the important Bisbee artists in our community and to attend our event because
You and I will talk, because if I need to print big posters, that was the plan, because we can hang big versions of the posters,
right.
which is why I'm getting that big version of the other poster done.
I was thinking if I could get Larry DeWitt's Grasshopper art cart. He also recently passed, and so we would have
Oh, that would be great.
the Bratz cart in there.
Especially if we could angle it in a way.
Oh, that's what I forgot, the
That'd be
discussion.
cool.
Oh, well, we'll
I think that sounds great that we use the,
add the Bratz to the next meeting with
Mhm.
regards
Yeah, we need
to.
to talk to them.
Yeah.
make the window a tribute to past artists, but a variety of them with a focus on
Yeah,
the
with the
festival. that's
festival.
coming up.
Focus on how diverse our art is in our community.
So we're trying to get Tony down by the end of this month?
By the end of the month. We put it up at the end of October. It's a 6-month stay. Yeah, well, whenever we have to take it. If we have to take it down next week, Friday's not gonna work for me because I'm leaving. It's Good Friday and family stuff. So, it's Easter, that weekend, so.
Maybe the next following week.
Or during the week.
I just kind of have to get a hold of the people, there's
We're
only like
returning
3
to.
people, and I
Yeah.
want to be
Very,
considerate to them.
And especially, we don't wanna drive around with ceramics in the
I
back of the car.
can't drive with any of that stuff, it's too fragile.
Sharon and I did, I was
Well,
like,
I'd
I
be
was
too
literally, I was
stressed
holding that
out.
bowl like this in the car. We stopped at the post office and I couldn't get out, she just left me in there.
It's scary.
It was
I
very
would be
funny.
too afraid.
But anyway, does everybody likes that idea? Then we can just do a diverse Bisbee Arts window.
With the big posters.
With the big
posters,
posters,
yeah.
yeah.
So we need to
Whenever
get
we
some
need to
verbiage
get that
going,
out,
too.
to be considerate, I think we should just,
So, okay, so Sharon, then, are you
Yes.
saying that the week of the 13th is not so good for you?
Easter,
Well, the week of, I will be here until I'm gonna leave either probably Thursday night, the 14th. Isn't that the 14th, Thursday night?
The 14th is Thursday, which is when Regan thought she could come get the stuff.
Well, we could do, if I
better.
just don't leave till Friday on the 15th.
Well, but no, but let me just say, would it work if I suggested to her the 21st? Or like a week later?
I think that would be better because of, it would be better just because the window wouldn't be as empty wouldn't be empty
we
for
can
as
start
long.
putting things in there.
Right.
If we can
right.
do everybody, then, does that make it easier for you?
Yes, it does, because, I think there's two people that would be better if they just come and get it and we're there to help them.
Awesome.
So
And I
I'm
think
gonna shoot for the 21st.
If you need any help, I can be there on Thursday to help.
Yeah, that would be great.
Unfortunately, I'm not available. That's when my visiting artist.
It's fine, we realize that more than 3 people in the window
It's
is,
too
it's a
much.
calamity.
Okay.
So I'll try for that, and I'll
Okay.
get back to you.
Great. And then Karen, you
Can
and
you
I
put the
will.
window on the next agenda,
Mhm.
even though it's not necessarily an art festival, but it is art.
But it is an art festival now.
Yeah.
It is gonna be.
I will go see Nina and order giant posters. Either this week or next week.
Okay.
Does So I don't have the version, I don't have the other one yet, so I might wait till next week.
Okay.
They come pretty fast.
We also want to do some writing about something that talks about the diversity of Bisbee art, that we, like a segue into a festival that Bisbee is producing. So who wants to write that?
I don't know, but could you put in the window a QR code with a little,
Yeah, this is where QR code. I'll put a
Yeah,
window.
Okay,
I mean, you can just do.
I talked to the graphic designer.
I would love us to start using QR codes.
She said that putting it on a poster is not the best idea,
But
No,
in the
but
window.
because people collect the photos, but I thought if I just printed out a giant QR code
it
for
doesn't
you.
need to be giant. If it's in the window.
Like
of
this
the-
big.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well,
It doesn't even need to
it
be
can
that
be this big if your little sign says, you know,
It's,
Bisbee Festival of
just
the
to learn
Arts.
more, go to this QR.
QR. Usually they're only like that big, not huge, because then you'd have to stand way back.
I
To
will,
take a photo
I will
of
get
it,
the
yeah.
In the
QR
middle
code.
of the street.
Yeah. And I can make a
We
QR
wanna
code
discourage that
anytime.
kind of behavior.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Future agenda items.
I got them all.
Nice.
Do I have a motion?
I move that we adjourn.
I second.
A third.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you, and good night. And thank you for coming. I'm